Hey Phamotse, my name is Rob So White, coming straight out of Rustenburg, the 014 Platinum City. You are listening to Urban Info Podcast, a podcast that is dedicated to provide you with relevant news, information, and discussing youth-related issue in open discussion that is more likely to aid you in your livelihood. Welcome, and of course, I guess I'm making a move with my bro, J95.
Welcome to the Urban Info Podcast, episode number 15. My name is J95. What's good, Raps?
I'm awesome, Jay. What's up?
Easy, man. Now, let's get into today's discussion. Entangled spirits of fame and fortune. Phamotse tells all. So, Phamotse went live on Instagram about a few weeks ago and bravely spoke about the scary things men and women do to attain certain lifestyles, the suburban lifestyle, through sacrifice, something you are probably used to hearing about your flourishing local businessmen in the hood. Robs, this is a discussion not for the faint-hearted, and finally, someone spoke up about it, and loudly for that matter.
Yeah, that one is really not for the faint-hearted, Jay. It never made sense to me to see young women showcasing their lifestyle, and when you go through their Instagram, you see nothing that you can say to you, okay, it's something they do for living. And it's hard to say they're keeping their work private, because if they were to work in those well-paying job, it would have been all over their feed. And so Jackie came at the right time, where people were wondering, what do they do for living? So now everyone is odd to believe in what she say, because timing was perfect, man. I really respect Jackie Phamotse for having to open this or crack this in this time where a lot of people were wondering if people can live certain life like this without us knowing where they work and how they make that kind of money. And then now she decided to come and say, okay, this is what they do, and this is not that I'm saying she's lying about that, because the world we live in, man, is too much to say and too much. A lot of things are happening, Jay, that you can say, okay, it's hard for you to say this is impossible or this cannot happen. So what I can say, man, about this is that it's what we wanted to know about those kind of things. And when Jackie say whatever she's saying about this, that's the only thing we can believe right now. Because it doesn't make sense, man, to see a lot of people doing whatever they are doing, and then only to find out this person is living a retirement kind of life. But when you look, man, this person just ended this metric probably 2 years back, and her lifestyle, they even deleted those kind of pictures. What they've been up to, where they come from. It's all about the fancy, the hotels, the perfect lifestyle, man. And Jackie really came at the right time for that.
No, I agree with you. People are always showcasing this flashy, lavish lifestyle, but never the blood, sweat, and tears that they've put in to attain it. I used to wonder, maybe because it's the internet, it never crossed my mind that maybe they attain it through sacrifices, Usually it's in the hood. I mean, it's open to believe and disbelief, but one thing I know is that every living creature has a spirit, has a soul, and these do tend to get entangled, just like marriage, just like when two people get married in front of the church, in front of God, in God's name, y'all are becoming one. Now, some of y'all are playing with fire, I can't imagine. People should keep an open mind, though. Reason with what Jiggy Phamotse said in that live. I mean, she's even asking Sangomas to come through and discuss this in an Instagram live session to shed their light, and experience and research. So what do you think of that? Will people be convinced when they hear from the people who are asked to do these things for them, the Sangomas who are asked by people, men and women, to do these things for them? Do you think they'll be convinced now?
I believe they will, man. I believe they will. Like, everyone is already convinced into this topic right now, man. I'm sold. I don't want to lie, man. I'm sold, not by the fact that it's a really convincing story, well narrative and well thought of. And especially when sangomas are being called. I know, man, we black people like things in a way in which we prefer. I don't want to say most of black people prefer things to be simple to them, to just get things without working hard. So those sangomas are probably telling the truth, because there's this kind of saying, man. I don't know if you hear it or you know it, but when a black person see another black person driving some expensive car or living this kind of lifestyle they want to live, they will ask you, because it's in the back of the mind, in order to be rich or to live the life you want to live, you have to go to some goma, do some sacrifices and everything. And it's kind of shocked me, because I hear a lot of things that were saying, where there are rumors where people used to say Casper Nyovest is back in like 2 years back, when Casper Nyovest was still popping out the fame and everything, and people were saying in order for Casper to be rich like that, he went to Nigeria. I think I hear those kind of rumors. A lot of people were saying them partial. So they were saying Casper went to Sangoma, who had him sacrificed somewhere in Nigeria. He sacrificed one of his testicles. So now that Casper Nyovest happened to have a child, no one is talking about them. If I knew where those rumors were coming from, like the direct source of in which we can say this is the person who spread that rumor about Casper Nyovest going to sacrifice one of his testicles to a Sangoma so he can be rich, I would go to him right now and say, now that Casper Nyovest had a child and you say that he sacrificed that not to have a child so he can have money, I would ask questions like, now what are you saying about that? But no one would say, okay, I'm owning this rumor like Jakey just did. But I believe everyone will be convinced, man, to this topic. So, and what scared me the most, Jay, about this enlightenment that Jakey brought to our awareness is now people tend to use that as an excuse. They use that as an excuse to relax, and somehow it painted success very bad, especially to young black and women. So, do you think it's how things should be right now? Now I can tell, Hore, those people who were successful are attaining their lifestyle, are hiding it. And it's because they believe their success is making money, they can relate to snake and everything. So people who happen to do all those kind of things, they're hiding their success and everything. So what I want to know, man, right now is that in the world that we are living into, in our previous episode, we were talking about how youth make living by working online. So to me, man, there are kind of people who just like, money is money, man. And the moment you start working for it and you get it, disclosing your source where you make money is when too many people are doing something, the margin became low. So to me, man, I always think that maybe people are making money through online, because there are a lot of sources that we can make money. You can go to YouTube, post videos, your lifestyle and everything, and make money. You can do freelancing, and there are a lot of sources depending on how much you want to spend them. So to me, man, I always thought those kind of things does make money, because right now, man, we're in the wealth generation of 4th G, where a person can make money by just using his or her own cell phone. And like we mentioned in our previous episode, man. So
I hear you. Also, some are going to relax and might judge others, claiming that they attained success through sacrifice. Some will go and some will go seek and attain fortune through sacrifice, because now they have the information. Now, like you say, we live in a wealth generation, but only a small percentage get up and work for it, while the majority want shortcuts. This is us, the youth of today. shamefully. This will definitely put hardworking, successful individuals in a position open for judgment about the status of their success, in their life. Will they care what people think? Mm-hmm. Just today, I saw a video of a man driving around in a car, blue, ocean blue. I don't know colors, but it's blue, blue 4 Series BMW with a snake hanging through the roof on top of the car.
This is really getting out of control, man. Because if these guys are making it a trend to validate the fact that they use shortcut and those shortcuts are working for them, now they're misleading many life in our society, because it will end up becoming easy to give up when things are getting tough, with the belief that you cannot make it without having a snake in your life. So they'll rather settle for nothing because they cannot involve themselves with those kind of life of shortcut. So to me, man, I think because being involved in those kind of things is not a good thing, and so cannot be the way of life for a man. And everyone listen to Even InfoPod, man. Share your comments and opinion on this chapter. But one thing I believe is that people always joy in there's always joy in achieving what you put into your work.
Yeah, it is. With fame and fortune being glorified to such a degree, who can say people won't be prompted to consult witch doctors for snakes and use human sacrifices? Apparently, you don't live forever because the price is always your soul in the end. You see, life, a soul, is a gift from God that is precious. God has given you a part of Him, to conquer all life throws at you and thrive under His guidance. The spirit is very powerful, and that's why bloodsuckers always want to harvest pure spirits, souls, energy, vibrations. It's all energy and vibrations. I mean, it goes beyond snakes. There are cults that require that you kill your own blood relative to get into that circle, and there's no getting out. Getting out is death. I've heard these stories before, and they've always creeped me out. Now that someone influential like Phamotse has finally spoke up about it, I figure now is the time to become a part of this discussion. I mean, I think had it been someone that isn't influential, someone that isn't known, just someone from out of nowhere, from a regular average Joe, and came through and started talking about this, people wouldn't have minded that person. People wouldn't have minded that person. They were just gonna be like, attention seeker. But because it's someone influential, someone in, I don't want to say limelight. Because there's famous people and then there's influential people. I think there's a certain degree of light that shines upon both those heads.
Yeah, man. More reason we shouldn't allow situation that we are into right now. Allow one to sell soul by doing these things you never wanted to do because of being pressed or being by a pressure of being a broke or struggling with finance. Remember, your soul is more important than everything in this world. So, Moretsi, I think it's time to wrap up this conversation. Let us know how you feel about this topic and what's your intention about this, man. Now you are planning to get a snake in your life to get you rich, or are you planning to sweat for your success and be rich? Because, man, working towards something and achieving it, I think that's where more pleasure comes from. But other than that, man, you have to look within yourself and ask yourself this question. If I'm getting the snake to be part of my source of income or to be the thing that makes me money, then when I get those money, then what? Because life, man, is all about building the legacy and having to be in a point where you say, I built that when I was 20 years, and look at me now. This is flourishing. But when you are saving to snake, I don't think, man, it will even allow you to get a company. It only tell you to go get a girl so you can fuck and whatever you want to. So, Moretsi, yeah, I think this is the end of the discussion. So keep letting us know what you think about this discussion and everything. My name is Rob So Wide, and you are awesome.
Okay, now that is the end of the episode. Shout out to everyone supporting Urban InfoPod. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification button, follow us on Instagram at Urban InfoPod _, Twitter, InfoPod, stream the podcast on Spotify and Anchor. And finally, we can announce that we are on Apple Music. Round of applause. Yeah. Scream, shout. Thank you. We are also on SoundCloud as Urban InfoPod. Hey man, the soul is a precious gift from God, so don't roll no dice on it with snakes and ladders. Just get on your knees and pray to God. Ask for guidance. My name is J95 and I'm with Raps Worldwide. Peace out and carpe diem.